Hello. What's up? Gadgetwala is back, and this one is special. This is a special one, all right? Today on Gadgetwala review, I'm going to be comparing these two flagship killer phones. Let's first talk about the Xiaomi Mi 5. Just going to revise the specifications for you guys once again. It is a 5.15-inch IPS LCD display with a 1080p resolution. I was really hoping it's 2016, so the resolution, I mean, it would have been a welcome change if it would have been a 2K or a 4K resolution, being a little ambitious here. But it's a great screen. It's an IPS LCD display, which means it is efficient on battery, does not consume a lot of power like AMOLEDs or Super AMOLED displays do. It's got a pixel per inch density of 428, and of course uses Corning Gorilla Glass 4 in the front and Corning Gorilla Glass 4 in the rear. It's got a super sleek and sexy design. It's got glass on both sides and it's got a metal rim, and looks wise this is as premium as it gets. It does not feel like a phone that costs 24,999 rupees. Definitely feels like a phone that costs a lot more than that. In India, what you have is the 32GB model. So there's 3GB of RAM, 32GB of built-in memory. Unfortunately, no expandable memory slot, so no micro SD card. 32GB is what you're stuck with, which is kind of disappointing. Along with that, what you get, one of the biggest headlines is this was one of the first phones. Remember, ये announce हुआ था Mobile World Congress Barcelona में in the month of February, where Xiaomi headlined this with the top of the line flagship processor of the year, Qualcomm's Snapdragon 820. That is the processor headlining this. And a big development in terms of the camera is the incredible f2.0 aperture, 16 megapixel Sony XMOR sensor camera here with 4-axis optical image stabilization. It does 4K video at 30 FPS. It's got a dual tone LED flash. It's got a 4 megapixel f2.0 front facing camera that also does full HD recording. Of course, it's a 4G enabled device and has NFC, has GPS, GLONASS, and also has an infrared blaster, so you can, play God and control all your gadgets with the infrared blaster. It runs on Android Marshmallow, that's the base, but what Xiaomi does with all their phones is has a very custom skin, a custom UI called Mi UI. And right now this is running the latest version of Mi UI 7, but Mi UI 8 is out already and will be on the Xiaomi Mi 5 very soon. It has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which is a non-removable because this entire body is a unibody construction of the Xiaomi Mi 5. And it also, thanks to Qualcomm Snapdragon 820, has fast charging, which pretty much charges 60% of the phone battery thanks to USB-C in less than 30 minutes, which is a pretty cool thing. और इसका सबसे cool feature है, of course, इसकी price, which is 24,999. 25,000 रुपए में it's giving you features which are almost flagship phone like. Incredible camera, decent UI, incredible design. And if you remember, I had reviewed the Xiaomi Mi 5 on my YouTube channel and Facebook Live. In fact, I had gone live with that because you guys had so many questions about it. And my biggest disappointment with Xiaomi, and I was quite disappointed with the phone, biggest disappointment with Xiaomi Mi 5 was iska memory management. Now, of course, after that review, which is almost a month old, there have been a couple of updates that have happened, and the performance has improved drastically. So I will actually go ahead and revise my update or my review of the Xiaomi Mi 5. In fact, one update to the operating system just came in this evening. The phone does perform significantly better than when I had reviewed the phone approximately a month ago. So I will revise my standing on the Mi 5, and earlier Gadgetwala had given a thumbs down to the Xiaomi Mi 5, but right now it stands revised at a thumbs up. It is a significantly better phone. The camera is unbelievable. Anyone and everyone who's been following me on Snapchat, my handle is Gadgetwala. People keep writing to me every single day, what camera are you clicking these pictures with? Now, over the last 3 days, I've been using the Mi 5, but before that, I was using and testing the OnePlus 3. Funnily, both of them have exactly the same Sony image sensor. absolutely no difference over there. Of course, there is a slight difference in the image processing engine that they have at the back end, but it's the same sensor and similar lens elements, so the picture quality is quite comparable on both the phones. ये बात होगी Xiaomi Mi 5 की. Now let's quickly come to the latest from OnePlus. What are we talking about? The OnePlus 3 is definitely the bigger of the lot. If you, okay, wait a second, things are going to get pressed. Just stay with me here. Of course, now the OnePlus 3 is a 5.5-inch device. The Xiaomi Mi 5 is a 5.15, yani ki 5.1, 5.5. Do the math, this is a bigger screen. But it's not just about the screen size. It is also the quality of display. Of course, both of them have a cover glass, which is Corning Gorilla Glass 4, making it incredibly tough and incredibly durable. But the display technology is clearly different. The Xiaomi Mi 5 has an IPS LCD display, and the OnePlus 3 has what you call an AMOLED display. Remember the Super AMOLEDs that Samsung made very, very popular? Now, because OnePlus wants to call it their own, they're calling it Optic AMOLED. Now, the cool thing about AMOLEDs is that they're super bright, and the colors are punchy, they're saturated enough, a little too saturated for my color calibrated eyes, or I would say my eyes that like color calibrated balanced colors. But the cool thing is, which I discovered later after my review of the OnePlus 3, is that you can completely customize the color temperatures and grades that you want, and that's a good thing. OnePlus 3 के review में, if you remember, I had found the color scheme, the color grade of the display a little too bluish, but fortunately that can be fixed with the customization जो आप screen को कर सकते हैं. So that is the OnePlus 3. It's a 5.5-inch device. It's of course a dual SIM, nano SIM, 4G enabled device. It has a 401 pixel density. It obviously runs the same identical processor, which is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 820. It also has an identical GPU, which is the graphics processing unit, which is Adreno 530, same as Xiaomi Mi 5. Now this completely differs from the Xiaomi Mi 5 in the aspect of RAM and ROM. It comes with a whopping 6 GB of RAM and 64 GB of ROM, which we would have liked for it to be a lot more, but that's what you have. 6 GB, 64 GB. Completely sealed body, no expandable memory slot. For 28,000 rupees, I really think that a micro SD card slot would have done wonders, considering now you can, yank up your micro SD cards to 128 or 256 GBs. That's incredible. But that's not what it is. Apart from that, like I said, the Xiaomi Mi 5 and the OnePlus 3 have the identical Sony camera sensor. This also comes with a 16 megapixel f2.0 phase detection, autofocus, optical image stabilization, single LED flash, and the front-facing camera is actually a very, very cool 8 megapixel camera that also does full HD video and some really, really cool selfies. Okay. Both phones come with a phenomenally responsive, phenomenally fast fingerprint sensor, and that is incredible. Okay, it's amazing कि इस price bracket में क्या बढ़िया technology आ रही है, considering 8-10 हजार रुपए के phones में fingerprint sensors आ रहे हैं, but the performance of the fingerprint sensor is just superlative on both these things. Both phones have an identical 3000 milliamp hour battery, but the OnePlus 3 charger, the dash charger, is a 20-watt charger, 20 watt, and they're employing something called dash charge, which, similar to Qualcomm's quick charge, gives you approximately 60% of charging the phone in 30 minutes. Okay, now wait a second, I've got to take this out because this is not what the phone looks like. I've put on a protective case, and the phone is actually one good looking fella. It's a beautiful design. It's gorgeous. A lot of people online I've seen are complaining about, the camera being a raised surface, but you see how it's standing out. But it doesn't really matter because, most people are going to put a protective case, which I seriously, sincerely advise because it's an all metal design, it is kind of slippery to hold, as is the Xiaomi Mi 5. Because of this glass back, it is incredibly slippery. If you try and keep it on your denims, on your clothes, on your bagwati, on your purse, it's going to keep slipping. So you need a protective case. And once you do that on the OnePlus 3, you see the level evens out, the case sort of evens out the protruding camera. So that's not really an issue. Okay, so let's come to the comparison. OnePlus 3 versus Xiaomi Mi 5. I want you guys writing in the comment section starting now. Which is your pick out of the two between the OnePlus 3 and the Xiaomi Mi 5 in terms of design? Do you prefer the design of the OnePlus 3 or do you prefer the design of the Xiaomi Mi 5? Xiaomi Mi 5 is glass aage, glass piche, and this nice, beautiful matte finish metal band over here, which gives it a very, very premium design. I'm going to have to take this out again. The OnePlus 3 has a fantastic metal back. A lot of people are complaining, oh my God, my sandstone finish has gone. But in place of that, what you get is this beautiful, sleek metal design, very, very thin, and this gorgeous display with the fingerprint sensor here. It is a different looking design, very reminiscent of HTC phones, but I want you guys to write here OnePlus 3 or Mi 5. It's a purely subjective personal call when it comes to the design. When it comes to performance, both have identical GPU, which is the Adreno 530. Both have identical CPU, which is Snapdragon Qualcomm 820. But what it comes to is the RAM management and the ROM management. And in that, purely on the basis of on paper, the specifications, obviously the OnePlus 3 would trump the Xiaomi Mi 5. But also in terms of usage, the OnePlus 3 और इसमें थोड़ा योगदान obviously इसके operating system choice का भी है, because the OnePlus 3 opts for a near stock Android marshmallow experience. Of course, they have their Oxygen UI and everything, but it almost feels like stock Android, and that I absolutely love. Okay, so the point is that near stock Android, 6 GB of RAM, which is frankly a complete overkill and completely unnecessary and doesn't really even is not really utilized by apps or app management or RAM management in the phone, but is there anyway. 64 GB of ROM, 6 GB of RAM, and near stock Android make the OnePlus 3 a much better, smoother, seamless performer compared to the 3 GB, 32 GB Xiaomi Mi 5 hardware that also has Oxygen UI. That also has MIUI. Now, the good part is that MIUI, which is Xiaomi's operating system, is not a very bloatware heavy kind of a UI. It has very, very useful, very thoughtful features that have been built into the MIUI, but it's not stock Android. In fact, it doesn't look anything like Android. There's not even an app tray or an app drawer. So you're going to be like, okay, is this Cyanogen? What is this? What is going on? But it is based on Android Marshmallow, but a heavily skinned version of it. So the Xiaomi does feel, relatively speaking, because we have to compare over here. Compared to OnePlus 3, Xiaomi performance, मैं एक point कम करूंगा. So over there, the OnePlus 3 really shines and wins. A big aspect of people buying the smartphone is the camera. Now here, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, camera quality wise, there's a complete tiebreaker. I haven't really found a discerning difference between both cameras. I did find the slow motion on OnePlus 3 better than the Xiaomi, and also because the OnePlus 3 has a bigger screen, a 5.5 inch ka screen. A bigger screen is always a better viewfinder. It's easier to compose, edit and watch videos and pictures on this. So OnePlus 3 does have a slight edge over there. But because the Xiaomi screen is smaller, the sharpness is much better and the pixel density is much better. So it's really a trade-off between, are you okay with a bigger screen or is 5.1 inch screen the right size for you? Okay. And selfie-wise, the OnePlus 3 definitely is a better phone because it has double the amount of megapixels, 8 megapixel versus Xiaomi Mi 5's 4 megapixels. So that works better in terms of selfie. But the Xiaomi also scores because it has a wider field of view. Oh my God, it's so difficult to really choose, man. I would say that both cameras are fantastic when it comes to picture quality. It's completely your call. Last but not the least, battery life. And battery life is also I mean, the battery capacity is identical, which is 3000, my bad, 3000 milliamp hour की जो battery है, that is identical between both the phones. Even though the OnePlus 3 is a slightly bigger phone, which is a 5.5-inch screen size phone, which means more real estate, but and I would have expected a higher capacity battery in this, but lo and behold, all you have is 3000 mAh. But both have comparable battery lives. The cool thing is both have USB-C and both have quick charge like function, which means you can charge up to 60% of the battery in about 30-40 minutes, and it works like a charm. Especially for someone like me who's a power user of the phones and is constantly on the road, constantly on the move, this quick charge facility is a lifesaver. So battery life comparable. I would actually say that OnePlus 3 is a little better when it comes to battery life. I've read a few reports about the Mi 5 heating up like to 40 to 43 degrees when you're using the camera or when you're gaming. I haven't really faced that crazy temperature. Yes, the phone does gravitate towards 39-40 degrees Celsius if you have too many tabs, too many apps opening all the time. Glass versus aluminum, which do you like the most, Gaurav? That's a very difficult question, bro. I really can't answer that because I can't even say that, aluminum because it's metal is tougher than glass, because Corning Gorilla Glass 4 is pretty tough as well, and metal dents and glass shatters or breaks. So I guess you're just gonna have to be protective about all of them. Ceramic, yes, that's the answer. Thank you, Andre. Or I would have just said titanium alloy or something like that. So okay, so battery life, I said OnePlus 3 does get a slight edge. Camera performance comparable. Performance, OnePlus 3 gets a slight edge. Design and build quality is something that you have to figure it out for yourself because it's a highly subjective thing. And last but not the least is, of course, availability, pricing, and how and where you can buy it. 24,999, which is almost 25,000 rupees for the Xiaomi Mi 5, and approximately 28,000 rupees, which is 27,999 for the OnePlus 3. And I think both are unbelievable value for money phones. I will highly recommend both of these phones. Highly recommend. I am revising my position on the Xiaomi Mi 5 after the couple of updates that have come on it. The RAM management and memory management used to be a terrible issue on the Xiaomi Mi 5. Bahut atakta tha and all of that. But that has been taken care of. After sales service, Girish Kharate, is a very good question. And I would say both the brands have a lot of work to do and a lot to prove and improve in their after sales service. So both brands, OnePlus and Xiaomi, need to work a lot more, of course, to increase and improve the network of their after sales and distribution systems, and the turnaround time, the skill set of people, the technicians, the call center staff, all of them. Both brands need to work on that and improve it. But I think that's also a truism for every mobile phone brand in the country. Chahe wo Samsung ho, except for Apple, everybody else gives you hell when it comes to after sales. And I guess that's exactly why Apple kind of charges a premium and one doesn't mind paying it. Okay, I was saying 28,000 rupees for the OnePlus 3. Incredible value for money. Stupendous phone. Love it. And clearly, if you are in the range of 25 to 30,000 rupees, aankhein band karke you can buy the OnePlus 3. In fact, even if you're looking for a phone that is more expensive than 30,000 rupees, I would suggest you shouldn't really mind curtailing the amount of money and buy the OnePlus 3. This is a phenomenal effort. The Xiaomi Mi 5 is a phenomenal effort. But I would go ahead and say this, that if you can spend 4,000 rupees more, or well, 3,000 rupees more, because this is 24 and this is 28. Sorry, this is 25 and this is 28. Spend 3,000 rupees more, get a larger screen, get, according to me, a better looking phone and a better performing phone. The Xiaomi Mi 5 is a very strong competitor. And like I said, the performance, camera, battery life are comparable to each other. But my personal favorite has to be the OnePlus 3. It's been a very tough call because this is, like I said, the Xiaomi Mi 5, a phenomenal offering from Xiaomi. And hey, the good part is it's a great time to be a consumer in these times. I should actually remind everyone else Gadgetwala has done his Hollywood debut in a very cool movie. It's actually a web series, a four episode web series, and it's called Destiny VR. You have to go to YouTube to the Corning Gorilla Glass channel and look for Destiny VR, the movie. And I have a very cool contest coming up for you guys soon, jahan pe a couple of hundred people can win virtual reality goggles and glasses. So stay tuned to the Gadgetwala feed for that. Stay tuned to my Twitter, which is at AnkitV. Stay tuned to my Snapchat and Instagram, which is at the rate Gadgetwala. And of course, stay tuned to my Facebook feed, where all these cool details for the contest where you can win virtual reality glasses, that's gonna drop by soon as well. So that's it. I guess I'm gonna sign out now. Thousands of you have seen this. I have over 800 comments and counting. I cannot thank you guys enough for the incredible love and support and encouragement and engagement and interaction that you guys keep doing with me. You guys are the absolute best fans and followers ever. Have a chummeshwari rest of the week and rest of July. And go for it, man. Have a great month. Have a great week. Have a great day. Thank you so much for your love and support. And of course, feel free to share this video with everyone who you think might be facing a dilemma. Ki which phone should I buy? OnePlus 3 or the Xiaomi Mi 5? Gadgetwala gives 2 thumbs up to the OnePlus 3.